What would you do if they tried to assassinate your brother 3 times? What would you do if they kidnapped your husband and tried to assassinate your children? What if one of your kids saw his brother's best friend died in front of him? 21 shots all over his body, his face completely destroyed. Where would you go when your country is smaller than the state of Maryland and a little bigger than Dallas-Fort Worth? And no, I am not the son of Pablo Escobar or El Chapo. My father, if you ask, is a pastor from a large church in my country. Hello, my name is Jazer Mauricio Chacon, and everything I described to you happened to my family. Why all this violence, you might ask? The reason, jealousy, hate, I don't know. The reality is that we have to move from everything I knew, my culture, my language, and come to the United States, a new country with new people, new language, a culture shock, 180 degrees. We came to the US because we were forced to do it, and we tried to get legalized right away. Unfortunately, the lawyers just took the money. Being undocumented in the US, it's not easy. I went to 8 different middle schools. My parents worked 3 to 4 different jobs. And the hardest thing was for them to keep a job, not because they were bad employees, but because the system is broken. From time to time, they would have to keep on finding new jobs. Finally, in 2012, through President Barack Obama's executive order, he was able to shield and protect more than 800,000 undocumented young immigrants. A lot of people think they're all Latinos or Hispanics like me, but that's not the truth. The reality is that a lot of Africans, Asians, and other people groups were able to benefit from this executive order. I understand how you can think it was unconstitutional, but the reality is that he was able to protect more than 800,000 students just like me, that otherwise we would have never been able to attend and go to school and even have a job. See, I'm grateful because through this executive order, I was able to have a job, go to school, and now I'm pursuing political science. But I know at the end of the day, someone was gonna take away that executive order. If it wasn't President Trump, it would have been somebody else, the Supreme Court, maybe the 10 general attorneys that were about to sue DACA. I knew this was a temporary fix, and it was not meant to be a law. So now Congress has this amazing opportunity to protect these young kids who don't know any other country but the United States of America. A lot of them came when they were babies, and all they know is the US. Because the US does not allow us as dreamers to go back to our countries and come back or even get used to it. We are supposed to stay within the US borders. Otherwise, we'll lose our permit. And every 2 years, you're supposed to renew it. Being a dreamer is not easy as people think. You don't get financial aid. There is no FAFSA. All you have is your own hands to provide for the education that you want to pursue. See, I understand a lot of Americans who have heard things like they get food stamps, things like we pay for their education, but the reality is different. We don't get any help. Democrats and Republicans face this amazing opportunity to help more than 800,000 people serve, protect, create a better America. And by protecting these kids, these young people, they'll be able to help generate jobs and many opportunities, not only for them, but American citizens, other American citizens. Dreamers, let's not give up. Let's raise our voices. It's not time to be intimidated. It's not a time for us to cry. It's not a time for us to feel isolated, but rather let's unite and let's make sure that Congress does something about it. President Trump has given us this amazing opportunity for us to take it. It is time to do it, and the time is now. Let's make calls. Let's make sure that our representatives know that we are behind them. If you're an American citizen, thank you so much for standing with us. Thank you so much for believing in us. Thank you for giving us this opportunity that other generations have not. But thank you to this generation that I believe will step up to the plate, and we will see a legislation and we will see a change for this country for the better. I do believe in making America great again. But America is not a homogeneous culture. It is a beauty. It's in its diversity and different groups and kinds of people, and we all bring our flavor to create this great nation. Thank you so much for taking the time to educate yourself. Please share this video and like my page for future updates and more to come.